Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. That is Jay Motti. This is Howson's Brew, and we're doing it isolated and distanced because Jay knows people who've got the Rona.
That's basically true, what you've just said there. Do you know what I mean? I know people who know people. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, know people who know people.
So
I'm getting absolute duff information here from the man them in the other room.
It's not like them.
Alex has texted me saying, comment's going to be pinned. What comment? I don't know what comment they're on about.
Come on, Steve, just guess. Work it out.
Anyway, here's a segue that you've all been waiting for. Speaking of comments, some comments can get you into trouble, can't they, Jay?
I don't know what you mean, mate. No idea. I thought we were here to talk about United's epic 3-2 win over Southampton, and you're going on about comments. Not seen anything, mate. Don't know what you're talking about. Just typical United, isn't it, right? Could we not just have a nice win that we can enjoy and just bask in for a little while without some drama coming up? And then before you know it, you're arguing with people on Twitter till 3 a.m. Or is that just me?
I mean, that's definitely you because that's what you do. But yeah, all right, let's get into it. So last night, Edinson Cavani did one of them screenshot share things on Instagram stories where he shared a post from someone and it got all of Liverpool in a tears. Being serious, I mean, it largely seemed like Scousers was outraged. But there has been a couple of people going, hang on, is that not the same thing that Luis Suarez said to Patrice Evra? And for one, no. And for two, fuck no. But it does look like he is going to be investigated by the FA. I don't know to the extent that investigation is going to be. But it does look like now that there is a minimum 3-match ban for any... well, they call it racial abuse, aren't they? But I don't understand how it falls into the category of racial abuse. There has been a statement. Let me get the statement up.
Go
on. From United and from Cavani. I'll get that up right now. Where he said, the message I posted on them after the match on Sunday was intended as an affectionate greeting to a friend, thanking him for his congratulations after the game. The last thing I wanted to do was to cause offence to anyone. I'm completely opposed to racism and delete the message as soon as it explained that it could be interpreted differently. I would like to sincerely apologise for this. In a statement, Manchester United said it's clear to us that there was absolutely no malicious intent behind Edinson Cavani's message, and he deleted it as soon as he was informed that it could be misconstrued. Edinson Cavani has issued an apology for any unintentional offence caused. Manchester United and all our players are fully committed to the fight against racism. Should that be it? Or do you think there needs to be something else, and do you think there will be something else coming on the back end of this?
There's lots to pick through. You've touched on the whole Suarez thing. It's a different word, different context. You know, he wasn't arguing with someone on a football pitch who he didn't know, and then he used a different word 7 times, which is what Suarez did. If everyone who bothered to read the FA report, which I have done,
115 pages, Jay.
Yes, I did. I wrote a blog on it, and people going, "You've not even read it, have you?" Yes, I have. That's the reason I'm writing this blog, and I went through it, and it took me a long time. But if you're going to comment on something, read it. And what saddens me is I've seen a lot of journalists. And journalists I respect as well, who have used that analogy and that false equivalency, and even said, well, they said the same thing. They didn't. You know, Jonathan Liu said it in The Guardian this morning. I was like, I'm not saying he changed it because of me, but I was like, I'm not having this. And a few other people pointed out, and he changed what he said. So there's a difference there, and I think people need to be aware of that. Obviously now, Edinson Cavani isn't meaning to insult anyone. He's not using that word to have a dig, to embarrass, to abuse anyone. He's using it because where he comes from, that word negrito is a word is used to.
In the FA's 115-page document, that's one of the things that they accepted, that this phrase is a phrase in South America which can be, like used like homie or pal or something along those lines. But the whole issue is, yeah, cool, but you didn't say that, Louis. That's the crux of the argument, isn't it?
Also, right, if me and you, we're mates and we're talking as friends and, you know, we refer to anything that can be construed as referring to our skin colour, it's not having an argument, it's not offensive. If me and you've never met or we're not mates and we're rowing and I bring up your skin colour in any way, then that's obviously to offend you and to upset you. So you're right.
And especially if you pinch my skin and call me that 5 or 6 times.
Like, people are just losing their minds because it makes...
Luis Suarez, why did you kick me? Because you're black. What?
Right, okay then.
What?
Not an itch. Let's just move on. So there's that. And then also now going back to the Cavani thing, and this is where a lot of people may not like this, but the fact is, I don't think, right, he meant any offence with it. And this may sound contradictory, but I'll say it anyway. I don't think he deserves to get a ban, but I think he probably will. And I think maybe in the letter of the law, he has to, because what happened was, then when Bernardo Silva tweeted Benjamin Mendy, he posted the picture of him. There was also the Dele Alli thing with the coronavirus. I think they got 1 match bans, but then the FA expanded it and did a 3-match minimum. And I think they expanded it into terms of, doesn't matter if it's one of your social media managers who's done it. If it's in your account, it's you. Doesn't matter if the intent isn't to offend or abuse someone. If it's racial,
it can be construed
as. If it can be construed as, which this can. So I'm sorry to say, I think he is going to end up getting a ban. Now, I don't think he's malicious, and I believe his apology 100%. Which, let's not forget, Luis Suarez didn't do an apology the next day. They did the opposite. They denied it all. The club did a statement accusing Evra of basically making it all up. And then they all wore a load of T-shirts to warm up in one of the most embarrassing incidents in the history of association football. So let's not get it twisted here. Cavani's obviously gutted. He's apologised. I believe him, but he is facing a ban. I don't see a way around it, because I think these are the rules. And even if the intent isn't there, that isn't the rule. That's not the law. The law isn't about whether you meant it to be offensive. It's the fact that some people can see it as offensive, and it is racially sort of motivated, or however you want to term it. So I do think he's going to end up with a ban. I'm sorry to say. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's unfortunate, and he's been dead unlucky, because he obviously didn't know and he didn't realise, and he didn't mean to do any offence. But these are the rules, and they're in place for a reason. And just as, Bernardo Silva's argument was, I didn't mean to cause offence, he's been, mate, I'm having a laugh. I think that was worse, by the way, but that's a different story.
Oh, God, not even comparable.
Yeah, I'm not saying these are the same things. That was horrible. But that isn't your defence. That's my point. And when Cavani says, it was just, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It's a term I use. I don't think that's going to wash with the FA. And, I might be wrong, but I think he's looking at a 3-match ban, to be honest with you. No,
I don't know about a 3-match ban. Although if that's the minimum
I think that's I might be wrong, mate, but I'm pretty sure.
I saw that myself today.
They extended it. So if it's on socials, I think it's 3 to 6. And if it's on the pitch, it's 6 to 12. I think they put in these guidelines because people were kicking off that, didn't John Terry get like a 4-match ban or whatever it was for racially abusing? Yeah. Which basically you got more. I think someone got a harder ban for wearing Paddy Power shorts or whatever than John Terry got for saying what he said, which I won't repeat. But I think they made it. They sort of.
Thank you, Jay, because this is a family show.
Yes, damn right it is. So I mean, if, guys can get involved in the comments. I've got that one wrong, but I think they've extended it. So if it is extended and the minimum is 3, I think unfortunately he's getting up with a 3-match ban, which is just what we want. When we've got a player, a striker who's started scoring strikers' goals, looks like he's settled.
Just got rid of Jay there because he was going a bit Daft Punk. Let me put him back in. Is he alive again? Your internet just died then on us, Jay, in the middle of that.
I have to put some. I put some more money in the meter. Sorry about that.
All right, okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a shame, isn't it? I mean, someone in the comments just say, so we're punishing the guy for not having English as his first language. Maybe. I can't believe he wasn't aware of the Luis Suarez case, though. I really can't.
Yeah, the mates that
they are national teammates. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think the word unfortunate. I think someone's used it. Is unfortunate. I used it earlier. I think it is, and I'm not even remotely thinking that Edinson Cavani is racist or anything like that. But these are the rules. He's broke the rules, and these are the punishments you face. And we might not like it, but I mean, someone's saying there. I think in the super chat, speaking your native colloquial Spanish is racist.
Oh,
I'm so I don't want to keep repeating, but that is it is a term that in this country, in the way it's deemed, it is deemed as racially charged, and I think that's if you're going to look at this from a logical sort of objective point of view, that is how the FA will class it. Now I might be wrong, and he might end up getting a sort of don't do it again slap on the wrist, but I just think you've got to be a bit more realistic, and I cannot see a way that they don't give him a ban. I just it's the FA, it's United, and these are the rules as well. To be fair. And I think that regardless of the intent and all the rest of it, I think he might end up with a bit of a ban, and I think it'll be the minimum
honestly, that phrase, regardless of the intent, that's nonsense, though, isn't it? Because surely the intent is everything.
I know, I get that.
The intent is everything.
I do. I get, like, you know, he's I think he's even thanking someone for a post. Like, it's the opposite of insulting him. It's like trying to be like pally with him. But I mean, I'd have to read through the guidelines, but I'm pretty sure that
this comment of Charles here, though, feel bad, but he'll get a ban. I fully dare people in here to go to the next black guy you see and call him a negrito and see if you don't get punched in the face. But that's different. That's an English person calling someone that in English, I assume. And obviously, there's different connotations. One of the
let's have it right. If you go up to black people and saying anything to him anyway, or any person,
I mean, yeah, just random black people on the streets. This is Manchester, mate. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, well, let's not do that. Eh?
I mean, if I'm going to throw stereotypes, they won't hear me because they've probably got headphones in, like every other fucker walking around Manchester. So people just go, what?
What you said? I thought that's what you said, but I thought I must be wrong.
But the reason that Evra kicked off the way he did with Suarez is because the phrase Suarez uses the do not even go near it phrase in Italian. I believe that was one of the major reasons why everyone was like, what the fuck did you just call me? Yeah. And then he repeated it. And then he went, now I'm going to punch you in the face. And then he went, okay, and repeated it another 3 or 4 more times. Like, you can't even, for one of the comments there, isn't this what Suarez said to Evra? No. This is what Suarez claimed to have said to Evra. But then when everyone was like, you didn't say that, he was like, oh yeah, I didn't say that.
He admitted he used the term Negro. Right, which is different. Obviously, it's a different word, and it's I can see why people are asking this because I've seen, as I said earlier, a lot of newspaper reports, some of which have been altered now, saying it's the same word that he used. It isn't. It's different, and also you have to look at the circumstances. So when he was using the word he used, it was in the middle of a row between Liverpool and United on a football pitch, whilst pinching his skin.
Yeah, as Alma says here, Suarez said what he said to Evra with malice. It wouldn't have mattered if he called him a bulb. There was malice in what he was saying. So, yeah, you know, it is really unfortunate. And I think someone pointed out in the comments as well, you know, Bernardo Silva got education. Cavani will probably end up getting that. He'll just get sort of a few do's and don'ts with words that you can use in Spanish that you can't use over here. I know this might sound a little bit OTT to people, but as a United fan, I'd want him to have that rather than face getting another ban, because the last thing you want is your strikers or anyone getting banned for just, you know, what is basically in the common sense world, what United have done, because it sounds like someone at United went, fucking hell, Cavani.
Yeah.
You can't put that, and here's why. And he's gone, oh, shit, all right, yeah, delete it. That might, or in real terms, should have been where they go, yeah, sound.
Yeah.
Because honest mistakes still happen. And I believe that was probably an honest mistake. This wasn't said with malice. This wasn't repeated 4, 5, 6 times. And like, there were scousers that was getting onto me last night saying, hope you have the same energy. And as Joe said this morning, well, what Luis Suarez said to Evra was not the same energy as what Cavani was using. So why would I have the same energy about Cavani literally thanking a friend who, if we're throwing stereotypes out, a guy called Pablo probably ain't a black guy. And he probably looks exactly like Cavani looks. And if you look into what the FA report literally says is, it's used as people a phrase for people who've got black hair. It's used for husbands and wives, weirdly. I don't know what the fucking hell that's all about. But it's just like a total fucking...
It's a mess. And it's just really annoying as well, because it's this, you know, you just think like, okay, we've finally got a number 9. He's hit the ground running. He's scored 3 goals already, which is, I think, you know, more than the likes of Aubameyang and players like that. Happy days. Now we can start whipping in on crosses, seeing someone getting on the end of him. This is mint. And now it's like, not only has he got this potential ban, I think he has to wait because it wasn't on a football pitch. It doesn't get dealt with immediately. So I was reading he might have to wait a week before they look at it or whatever, which is just even more frustrating because he's got it hanging over him. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but can this potentially mean he misses the derby? Am I right in thinking that? I mean, again, you know, I don't want to be melodramatic, but if you know, imagine he's going to miss the derby because of this. I mean, do you remember when, I know it's different, but it reminded me of when Rooney swore at Upton Park and he missed the City semi-final. Do you remember when in the camera, he said the F-bomb a few times? just as a celebration. And it was like, what? And he got a free 2-match ban or something. And I was like, oh my God, really?
You know, how many times the camera been on Bellamy as he screams F-bombs? He never wasn't on Bellamy where he's just barking F-bombs everywhere.
It's just a nightmare. And, you know, today should have been me and you chatting about how great the Cavani is. I mean, we can still do that, obviously. But I've got
scheduled 48 minutes to do that.
Good, because I want to do that as well. But I was looking forward to seeing him score at least 30 goals this season, including the next 5 games. And now we're talking about whether he's going to be able to play in all of them. It's just United, isn't it? This is what we do. Do you know what I mean? We signed Cavani and we can't play him for 2 weeks. He's not been quarantined, even though he's a free agent for 4 months.
And even people who came back from international break from the place that he was coming from didn't have to quarantine when they came back from their international break. And you're like, wait a minute. How the fuck does that work?
And then we get him in the team, he starts scoring goals, and then because of an Instagram post, he might end up with a ban. It's like, oh,
yeah.
man.
And do you know what? When people kick off about things like this, it makes actual real racism look trivial at times. And there's actual real racism that needs fucking tackling. And there's a documentary going to be aired tonight, I believe, looking into the then England captain, John Terry, racially abusing another professional on the pitch, and the fucking rate at which, one, it was barely covered up, and two, like, we might see Cavani get banned if it's by the letter for 3 games for an innocent mistake.
Yeah.
Whereas John Terry, I'm not repeating it because I'm not getting clipped up saying that.
No.
But for what John Terry said on the pitch to another professional and then lied about it.
How bad is that as well, Steve? You can't even say that, what he said.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be on camera saying those words.
No, I wouldn't say it. Do you know what I mean? And like, he said that, came out with the most ridiculous excuse for saying it as well ever, which didn't even make any sense. But then because it went into a court of law, which is different, it's like, can you prove in the court that he said that what his excuse doesn't have any validity, even how far-fetched it may seem? And did anyone actually, you know, he also had Ashley Cole, I think, backing him up as well, which helped him. Jose Mourinho came and gave him a character reference, things like that. So it's different. Whereas in the FA, they looked at it sort of more black and white and went, no, he said it. He shouldn't have said it. He's admitted he said it. End of discussion. But, you know, looking at that, you know, it's just like he did that. And in the same way to Luis Suarez, I think there was no, I said that, I shouldn't have said it. It was all, I'm the victim here. I'm being persecuted. Yeah. I'm the one that should be, you know, and even Rio, just because it's his brother, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life, getting booed at grounds, and then, you know,
for having the cheeks of a brother get racially abused. Think about that next time, you have a brother.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? What even is that? And it is like, doesn't even make any sense. And then you had, like, do you remember when the Chelsea fans were singing Anton Ferdinand, you know what you are? And Andreas Villas-Boas, the manager, and he got asked about it, and he wouldn't even comment. He wouldn't even say, you know, I don't want to hear that sort of thing. He just like, oh, well, I didn't hear it. Oh, well, you know, I'm not going to comment. Like, mate, what is going on? It's just like, you that sort of narrow-minded, you can't say, you know what, racism is bad. Honestly, mate, it's just, I'm looking forward to watching that documentary. It'll infuriate me, because I got infuriated constantly when that was all going on. But, you know, it's something that does need revisiting.
Can we just say, Rio Ferdinand was kicked out of the England side because of this incident where his brother was racially abused. And was it Roy Hodgson said it at the time was for football reasons.
What a disgrace. I will go to
football reasons. Rio Ferdinand captained United to the Premier League and European fucking Cup that year. For football reasons, Rio Ferdinand was probably in the top 2 or 3 central defenders in the fucking world at that time. England got that richer fucking depth of centre-halves that they can afford to leave that out. Did we have 1 and 2 centre-halves in the world at the time? Did we fuck? It was absolutely
we had that.
bollocks.
Who was that lad that he took? He really wasn't even on standby or anything, was it? And they had that lad who played for Liverpool who was on standby, who'd not played any games. I can't remember his name. I think he's probably playing in Rotherham now. But it was like
2008.
No, it was 2000 and was it 2012?
I'm going to search Rio Ferdinand left out of England football reasons.
I'm just trying to find out.
Euro 2012. Euro 2012.
Right. So centre backs: Gary Cahill, Steve,
I'm listening.
You're about to get a bit angry. Phil Jones.
I mean, future England captain, of course.
Jolyon Lescott. John Terry. They're your centre-backs, right? On standby.
Rio Ferdinand.
On standby, Phil Jagielka. Phil Jagielka stay on standby. Phil Jones in the squad. Oh, Rio. Do you want to explain that to me? This was the season as well, 2012, where, if memory serves, we finished joint top with City and Nemanja Vidic was injured for most of the season. So, who do you think was doing the most of our defending? Phil Jones? No. Rio Ferdinand was the one that held all that together. And yet, he wasn't good enough to go to the Euros. And what happened the season after the Euros? United won the Premier League. And for me, 2012 to 13, and I always say this, people may not agree, I've often said this, was was Rio's best season for us. The Robin Van Persie season, I thought people forget how good Rio was that season.
Rio had put on some right size for that season. I think he realised that my racing days are over. Yeah. What I'm going to be is an absolute specimen. We played 28 games that year in the league and 34 overall, scored 1 goal. What he did that season largely was play the weekend games, and because he couldn't get through 2 games in a week. But yeah, I mean, a phenomenal career that he had, 709 games. Do you know how hard playing that many games is in a career? And he had a couple of injuries while at United as well that had kept him out. I think it was around about 09, actually, and maybe that played into something, a bit of 010. Yeah, 010, actually. 2010. He only played 13 games in the league. That probably, I mean, we missed the league by what, 2 points, was it, that season?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Rio Ferdinand was probably good for 2 points in that season at some point.
Mate, do you know what as well? This is the player I was trying to think of. I think because Roy Hodgson in the end, I think he ended up calling up Martin Kelly.
Oh my fucking God, no.
Do you remember him? You probably don't. Well, you do because you're a football dude.
Yeah, it was a Scouts Academy player.
Yeah, Scouts Academy. I think he ended up going to Huddersfield and then Palace. And he played once for England in 2012. So you're telling me that's a football decision? To leave one of the greatest defenders that's ever played football at home and give Martin Kelly a chance? Fuck off. Seriously. Do you know what I mean? You wonder why people don't want to speak up about racism when they're the victim of it. Come on. But going back to your original point about this undermining sort of racism, I can see why people are saying that. I can see why, you think like we should be having a conversation about people getting abused and not social media posts. But I just think that, you've got to be careful here because it's like, it can get very subjective where you're like, well, this is all right, this isn't, And I can understand having a conversation around it. I just don't think you should have draconian punishments for people that you know for a fact have genuinely not meant any harm and didn't know because it's like their first month in the country.
Versus the two examples we've just had of Rio Ferdinand and Luis Suarez, who seemingly did say something malicious with intent deliberately, and the bans that they've got could be like almost nothing different to to what actual racists have got.
It's just mad, isn't it, mate? It really is. And I actually hate that we have to have these conversations. I know we have to, and I'm not saying that, but it's just like, it just crops up, doesn't it? And then the thing that drives me mad is the Evra Suarez thing just never goes away. Doesn't matter how many years it's been. It doesn't matter how many ex-Liverpool players, like Jamie Carragher, like Jordan Henderson, come out and say we were wrong, we shouldn't have done what we did, we apologise. Doesn't matter the fact that Patrice has been on the telly and said, the CEO of Liverpool or whoever it was apologised to him and said we got it wrong. And let's not forget, it wasn't just what Suarez did, right? Suarez is an individual, and whilst I have nothing but contempt for him, that's just him, right? What exacerbated him, what made it worse was you had the entire club immediately put out a statement. Then you had all the players wearing T-shirts and Kenny Dalglish wearing a T-shirt, making absolute tits of themselves. And then when you had people speaking up against it, like Paul McGrath, people out, they were getting shouted down. And then the icing on this cake of shit was when at Old Trafford, Evra, clear as a day is long, holds out his hand And let's face facts. I want
albeit reluctantly, which is fine.
Yeah,
his hand's there. He doesn't stick it out like this.
No, but he's got his hand out. Would you stick your hand out like that? No. He's got his hand out. It's there, and Suarez snubs him. And then Dalglish goes on the telly and says, "Oh, I don't know what you're on about," and then ends up apologising when he realises that Suarez has done what he was accused of doing. And then Suarez issues an apology for not shaking hands before he's even issued an apology for racially abusing someone. Get out of here, man. Come on. Do you know what I mean? It's like that for me was the worst thing about it. It's just the way the club handled it. The club could have come out and said, sorry, you know, shouldn't have said what he said, or not even said, or just said nothing. Just said nothing.
Yeah.
Not commented.
It was the way, you know, the t-shirts, the campaign around him. And if you see, or you know, obviously at one point I was doing Everest social media. All I'll say is the legacy of that incident lasts long. There's a lot of Liverpool fans that tweet Evra on a regular basis, and it ain't friendly.
Who's that muppet that used to play for him with ginger hair? John Arnorisa. Do you remember what he said on Twitter?
No.
Evra was playing for West Ham against Liverpool, and he said, "There's a certain someone coming with West Ham today. Make sure he gets a welcome." Meaning Evra. And then everyone was like, "What? So because he got racially abused by one of your players, your ex-players, we should all have a dig at him. Everyone should have a dig at him." Sorry. And then he was like, "Oh, I just say that about all ex-United players." And it was like, "Well, hang on a minute. A week ago, another United player was playing. You didn't mention it, and ended up deleting it." Like,
wasn't Chicharito in the team as well?
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, well spotted. Yeah, exactly. It's just nonsense. It's just, you know, honestly, people often say this to me. You know, they say, "Well, how would you be if this was if it was a United player and the shoes on the other foot or whatever?" And I think if a United player had been in a row with someone and racially abused them, then I'd want that United player punished. I would. Which is the Peter Schmeichel thing. Again, though, you know, the Peter Schmeichel thing is what happened with that? Where did that go? There's okay, and I admit, yeah, you know, my thoughts on Peter Schmeichel, cannot stand the man, don't even consider him a United legend. That stopped. It stopped dead. Do you know what I mean? And if it went all the way, then yeah, 100%. You also don't see United fans abusing Ian Wright for that. No, God no. And I think Ian Wright, I think it stopped dead because Ian Wright didn't take it as far as he could have done. So, you know, had that gone all the way, then 100%, you know, if he said that, then he should have been punished. But he didn't. He didn't get carried on. And I think, to be honest with you, you know, I've not got many criticisms for Alex, but maybe he didn't cover himself in glory with some of the things he said about it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Also, Alex Ferguson, I mean, he immediately defended Schmeichel in the aftermath of it. But I do think, off the top of my head, because I haven't read it in a bit, I think he said, "We'll look into it." Right. But Peter says he's not said anything. So I don't think it was that. I didn't think he didn't come out wearing a t-shirt. Ian Wright said he said something to him like, "I didn't think you were like that," or something, or I can't remember what it was. But, you know, it was, I just thought, I remember reading it, cringing a bit, thinking, you know. But again, you know, it's one of those, if it had gone to, you know, if it had gone all the way then and it's found he's guilty, then 100% I'm not going to back him, you know. I don't back the guy for cartwheeling in front of us when we played City, so I'm not going to back him if he's racist. Are you crazy? Do you know what I mean? It's like, everyone knows my thoughts on Peter Schmeichel. I don't need another excuse not to like him. A bit of breaking news, and this is big. Do you know the 91 to 93 blue Aztec shirt? Yes. Well, apparently United's kit next year, the away kit, is going to be a modern interpretation of that, which is exciting. Don't do that to me. Being serious. That's good, that. That kit was decent, mate. That was mint, wasn't it? What first game that comes to your head? That is that kit. Oh, he's nailed it. He's nailed it. Yes, Lee Sharp hat trick. Hey, and that was when Arsenal were good. I know people won't believe this, but Arsenal used to be all right. That's a while away, isn't it? Yeah. Arsenal actually used to win leagues and stuff, and they had a reputation, didn't they, of having a solid defense. And we put 6 past them. Lee Sharp turned up, fucking moonwalk past them. Yeah. Oh, mate. And that was a game, forgive me if I'm wrong, because this is obviously pre-Premier League, and for all of you kids nowadays, like, what you're talking about, there was no highlights of that game. I
don't know. I can't remember. I remember I think you can find the goals on YouTube, but I don't know. I think you might be right about the highlights. It's a shame as well.
I don't think it was like a Wednesday night game, wasn't it? Something mad like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, get up in the morning. Oh, United won 6-2 last night. What? There was no commentary on the radio. Remember radios? Like there was no commentary on the radio. Although there might have been. I was like,
I think it was. Tom Cyril was doing his
7 or something. So maybe I just missed it. But the first I saw of it was a newspaper the next day, and it was like, because back in the day, obviously there wasn't even like digital. I was thinking about this the other day, and it blew my mind about how like people used to have shit photos all the time. Like you go and get 25 photos developed, 19 of them are shit. They got thumbnails on them. The flash went off wrong, and everyone's like.
There was someone on Twitter. I think it's one of the girls who goes in the Stretford and was saying like she got photos with, I can't remember who it was with, I might be getting this completely wrong, but I think it was either with George Best or Sir Alex Ferguson. And when she went to get them developed, they were all blank. Can you imagine that back in the day? Because now, obviously, you look on your
digital camera, you go click.
Oh no, click. Let's do another one. But yeah, because I've done it. I've posted on Twitter a few weeks ago photos where I went to the cliff. We had a disposable camera, and I got photos with Mark Hughes where I asked him about scoring the most important goal in the history of Manchester United Football Club, or two of the most important goals, depending on how you view the first one. But yeah, you did it on disposable, then you went to Max Spielman or wherever. Do you know what I mean? Got them developed, and then it was like, oh look, I forgot to took that one. But yeah, back in the day when you could get close to the players as well and just get your photo with them.
Someone in the comments here, Arthur says, United YouTube channel has the highlights. Yeah, I've seen them now. I'm talking when I was a 7-year-old, and we had 4 channels on my telly at home. Like,
I think Paul Fay nailed it. I think he said it's raining goals at Highbury. I think that was one of the radio comments at the time, because I can't remember. I used to listen to the radio when it was like obviously away games when I was around that age. And I can't remember the exact commentary, but I remember listening to some of it and thinking like, what is going on? Because the commentator was losing his mind, because that was just unheard of for anyone to score 6 past the Arsenal team. And this was when people will be listening now going or watching now going, the League Cup, no one cares about the League Cup. Back in the day, mate, people did. You played your strongest team in the League Cup in the early stages. You didn't. There's none of this. Oh, we'll play the kids or the reserves.
That was the season we won it as well. Oh no, it'd been the season we didn't win it. I think it was the season we didn't win it.
I'm not sure. 91. Was it not 91 to 92 that when we did win it? I don't know actually, mate.
Craig's dropped in a fat super chat. Cheers, our kid. Look a bit like Zorro in the old thumbnail there. It says, big fan of the channel. Thank you very much. All the best to you and yours over the festive season. I mean, it's still November. I mean, if we're going to say anything, we're going to say a little bit early out of the blocks there. You're only allowed this super chat if it goes towards rum and beer. So that's all to me. And Jay gets none of it.
Mate, that is bang out of order, mate. Seriously. Could he not have thrown a little bit in towards the Pepsi Max Cherry? I love the fact that you've given me a little corner in your bar, aren't you, Steve? We're allowed to talk about that. Seeing as
yeah, so if you've not seen, we built a bar. And not like we actually built a bar in the back room over there. It is now. So you might have noticed I'm in my new part. I've done a few videos on my channel in there, but not really much for Paddock in here. Although I do the opposition previews in here. So you may or may not have seen this new office that we've got. It's just on a different floor to the other studio. But we built a bar in the back. I don't know what the first video is going to be coming out of in there. Joe did his late night live in there the other day, but not really against the bar.
Oh, no, I saw that on the brick.
Yeah, he just did it on the brick. But we've got a full rum bar in there. There's a big ass podcast table. There we go. Miles has dropped in one for a Pepsi Max Cherry for you.
You know what? That's my first ever super chat where someone's actually said, "Yeah, Jay, get yourself Pepsi Max Cherry, $2.99 as well." Thank you, Miles.
So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do a New Year's Eve. Ross says, "What's the news on the PS5?" Righty then, I'll tell you in a sec when I finish this little yarn about what's going on with the bar. So we're going to do a what's it called? Warm down, not warm down, rum down. That's the fella for New Year's Eve, where we properly officially christen the bar. Give us a proper tour studio. I can't move the camera. Although I could actually, couldn't I? I could.
No. We'll do this another time. You're not going roaming. with your camera. Right, I'm sorry, guys. Everyone will want to see it, and I get it. This is going to go all Pete Tong, right? I guarantee it now. Oh.
Can you see them?
They are socially distanced, them two.
Is Joe there?
What's Patterson looking at there?
There he is.
Yay!
Down. There he is. And there's William in the corner over there.
Sorry, I thought you were going to go up and go roaming, and that's why I was panicking. I thought
no, you just panning it round.
Oh, no, this is going to end in tears, but yeah. Hey, put some on notice as well, letting them know that you're going to put them on a live at any moment.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. Like,
now you're live. What you doing?
Right then, let's talk to you. So, Stretford Paddock in the comments says potential members video studio tour 2021. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next week for a members video. And you guys want to be joining the membership? We had a fucking right load of you join yesterday. Much
Kennedy
appreciated.
Happy days,
You what?
Michael Kennedy. I think.
Michael Kennedy's just joined. Right, here's what you need to be doing. You need to be preparing yourselves to join. I can officially announce it is my pleasure. It is my, who's just seen join the reflection? Yeah, so you can see the reflection behind me on the finger. It is my pleasure to announce the 12 days of Paddock. It's like the 12 days of Christmas, but you actually get some shit. We're doing a giveaway of prizes from the 26th of December until the 6th of January. That's officially the 12 days of Christmas. People think it's like 1st of December to the 12th or the countdown to Christmas. It's Boxing Day to the 6th of January. We're going to be giving away some outstanding prizes. The cat's not included. We gave that away yesterday. I've got to pick someone today for it, so I'll choose a member probably tomorrow, actually. ZOT has just joined. Welcome to the membership. So the top prize, which will be given away on the 6th of January, is a PS5. You can enter if you're worldwide. It's as simple as that. How many Cantonars are we giving away? All of the Cantonars. 5. Cantonars. All you have to do to enter is become a member of the channel. Click the join button below. I think it's also a pinned comment in the chat if you want to check that out. We're going to be doing loads more videos in here. There's more podcasts. There's more behind the scenes. We're also filming an office secret Santa so you can see how everyone goes and gets in the mixer. There's 12 days of prizes, not just one prize every day. Some days there's multiple prizes. I wanted them to do it like the song, where it would be like 12 Andy Cole books, 11 left shoes, or something, I don't know. But you're going to see, as it's coming out, PS5 is the top one, but there's some outstanding stuff that we can give you guys as well. So all you got to do to join is become a member of the channel. You get extra content, you support the channel, and you got the chance to win yourself a fucking PS5. And it'll be an untouched PS5 as well. Not like we're going to play with it for a month and then we can take the box back up and give it you. Although we do need to sort ourselves one out for in here. So if you want to come and join the 12 days of Paddock, that's it, really. Join as a member. We'll be putting out some social posts detailing a little bit more about what it's all about. But we are giving away a PS5. And if there's loads join, I might give away some more of Joe's set stuff. We gave away the cat yesterday. There's a telly, a World Cup, an ear. If you want a photo of him and my cola, let me know. Philip Lopez says, how do you join? You join by becoming a member. Click next to the subscribe button. It says join. That's it.
Mate, I've asked you this before, but can I enter?
I don't know. I haven't read the terms and conditions. I'm going to see how many times I can enter.
I need a
PS5. I need a PS5.
That's what I mean, man. Might look a bit suspicious though if it's like, oh yeah, the winner is.
So Andrew Conroy, cheers for joining. Connor Fitzpatrick, cheers for joining. Olan O'Connor, cheers for joining. Johnny Atkinson, cheers for joining. Everybody who's a member, cheers for joining. And that's what I said. You can win loads of prizes. It's all good. So yeah, jobbed.
If we are going to talk about this Edinson Cavani, can we talk about his 2 goals against Southampton?
We're going to have to be very quick because I've still got to film my opposition preview for.
I don't care about your opposition preview, right? I'm not involved, so I don't care about that. I only care about the videos I'm on. So, quickly then, how mint was it to see him score 2
double mint
Poacher's goals?
Well, it was literally the game changer, wasn't it? He comes on, he has an assist, 2 mint diving headers, top banana.
Right, and also, can I just say, right, you got it right yesterday. I'll give you this. But my favourite bit of the watch along was you going, "What's he doing out there on the wing?" as he crossed it in for the goal.
Well, you get a number 9. You want him in the fucking box, don't you?
It was good because I just seen the goal and I saw you saying that. Then I was watching it. But yeah, mate, we've missed that, haven't we? I mean, goals with our heads.
Not only that, we've missed people on the right hand side. I mean, just not even like good people on the right hand side, just people. Because anyone even that we play on the right hand side starts sliding themselves over to the left hand side. Like one Matt, you're playing right wing and he's like, fucking hammer. All right.
Like Mason, innit? Mason's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, I'm playing right wing. Yeah, nice one.
But Cavani obviously saw the space out there, got himself in space. It was a beautiful cross. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes from the spot again.
I mean, I don't want to get carried away because obviously it's only his sort of, first, second taste of Premier League action, whatever it is. But it is safe to say we're going to win the league, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not getting carried away. When you look at the table,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I do know what you mean. But are you mad? Fucking hell.
Like, City aren't going to win it, are they? Scousers have got a load of injuries. Chelsea have got Frank Lampard. There's only Spurs. And they've got Jose. So it's ours. It's in the bag.
Yeah, like Jose's not won leagues before.
It's a spent force, man. I've told you. Don't worry. Harry Kane will get injured in a bit and it'll be all
over. The lead 9-3 says, I want to hear what Evra has to say. I want to hear him condemn Cavani the same way he did with Suarez. I don't actually think Evra condemned Suarez, if you want to get technical, nor would he condemn him the same way because the energy, like we said already, wasn't the same. If this is a scouser just trying to wind stuff up, go play with traffic, you dickhead.
Like, this is the thing, like, why would Evra get involved in this for starters? And if he does, why would he be condemning it when it's Cavani's already come out and apologised? It's not even remotely the same, is it? Come on.
It's not even remotely the same. And that's
it's not.
People who want to simplify this is because they're fucking simple people.
False equivalencies. Do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with that.
That means it's exactly the same as... No, it's not.
It's not, is it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, come on. If anything... you think you'd want to move on from this. What was it? 8.5 years ago?
All right, I saw one Rotherham fan try and draw equivalencies, but apart from that, it's literally been Liverpool fans, and it's sad that.
No, man, just move on. Everyone's
all weren't like that anyway. Whatever.
Whatevs.
Right. Cheers for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to all the new members. I'll just say that again for the end. We are giving away a PlayStation 5, amongst other things. Which you can get your hands on simply by becoming a member. And that's it. All you got to do, just hit join, become a member, be a member while the giveaway starts, and then that's you. And you also get a load of extra content and support the channel and keep Jay in Pepsi Max cherries. So cheers for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new around here. Welcome to all of the new members. I just saw a quick question there, so I'll answer that before we get off. Do I think Haaland is a long-term striker option United need? I think he's the one we want. I don't know if we'll be able to get him, no. But cheers for tuning in, everyone. Nice one, Jay. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.